Huh?
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 I'm Everett.
And I'm Josie.
Welcome to
The Rant.
Science. We can send people to the moon, but can't keep a consistent internet connection.
If you don't believe in science, you're no longer allowed to use it. So get off of YouTube right now.
The problem with science is that it's not intuitive.
I don't know what that means.
Science tells us that the world is round, but when you look out that door, it looks pretty flat to me.
One of my favorite conspiracy theories is that the moon landing wasn't real.
There are so many factors needed in order to fake the moon landing that it would actually be more expensive to fake it here on Earth than it is to actually do it.
So I think they faked the moon landing by going to the moon.
If you think that the moon landing was fake, you need to be deported. Deported to space. Right?
Yeah.
Build the wall.
Around the Earth.
Last week was the 50th anniversary of the moon landing.
So we celebrated it the only way possible, by eating NASA pancakes.
And then after we ate our NASA pancakes, we went to the Science Center and the Griffith Observatory.
The two scienciest places in LA.
50 years ago, NASA sent 3 people to the moon on the most expensive camping trip ever. So there's Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and the third guy. Do you know who the third guy is? Exactly.
Collins. His name was Collins.
If you spell alien backwards, it's Neil A.
And the second guy on the moon is named after a character in Toy Story. And what about the lunar module? It's literally just wrapped in aluminum foil.
Of course, we can't talk about the moon landing without the iconic words from Neil Armstrong.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
I wonder how long it took him to come up with that.
Did he practice that all 3 days flying up there?
It was actually Buzz Aldrin that came up with it, and Neil was just like, I'm gonna be first.
That's one small step on a ladder, one giant leap onto the moon.
That's one small step for Neil, and one big step for Buzz, because he's short.
If I was the first person to land on the moon, my first words would be, guess what, guys? It's not cheese.
Why would it be cheese? The moon looks like pancakes.
It's cheese. It's a wheel of cheese.
No, it's obviously a pancake.
That is so German of
It has
you.
all the spots. Pancake.
Cheese.
Pancake.
Cheese!
Comment down below if you think the moon is made out of cheese or if it's really a pancake. You know what I think is crazy is that we went to the moon and then we went like a couple more times and then we just stopped. Like, what if Columbus had been like, I discovered America. Cool.
Wait, we came back to the Americas because of the resources.
The moon has plenty of resources. Moon rocks are really important for Sailor Moon and Pokemon.
Good point. I mean, I guess we are going back, right?
What? Who?
I've been told, people have been saying we're going back to the moon. I've been hearing things. There are people out there that will say, why are we spending money on going to the moon or going into space or going to Mars when we can spend that money on helping people here? Which, yeah, I get that. Here's the thing. The technology that we develop from our pursuit into going into space, Velcro, Tang, benefits humanity way more than anybody realizes. For example, there are 4 gyroscopes on the Hubble telescope that keep it aligned. How does that benefit us?
Well, it's a great toy.
See? Gyroscope. Science! Yeah! The Science Center houses the Endeavour.
Coolest name for a space shuttle ever.
I mean, I really like Discovery. That's a great name.
I would also say Challenger is an okay name.
Atlantis? What?
That is not a good name. That literally sank. Columbia? Like the country?
District of Columbia? Why is it District of Columbia? What is the big deal about Columbia? We named a space shuttle after it. And of course, the very first space shuttle, the Enterprise.
We've all seen Star Trek.
The Enterprise was the prototype space shuttle. It never went into space.
Then is it a space shuttle?
all the fuel tanks that the space shuttle uses gets destroyed on re-entry. So there is one left that was never used.
So really, we have the lamest space shuttle tank of all time because this one didn't even get used.
She got to see the tank driving through the city. So 50 years ago, we had the moon landing, and where are we now? We've got a space station.
ISIS.
Actually, it's ISS, just wanna...
ISIS.
We've got a few rovers on Mars. Voyager satellites is way out there.
Voyager.
And the trek keeps going. The private sector is now getting in on the space race. Government has a lot of regulations for safety reasons.
But we want to get things done fast. I'm a millennial. I can't wait.
Safety is not as big a concern in the private sector.
No, but see, okay, here are the problems with when it takes a really long time. Kennedy said, we're gonna go to the moon, but then he was dead before he got to see it.
If Elon Musk was around in the 60s, they would have gotten it done in 2 years.
Yeah, totally.
Huh?
Huh?
Huh? Thank you for watching
The Rant. Please click subscribe and check out any of our other videos and leave a comment for anything else that you want us to rant about.
Ow. Don't know where that came from. Ow. Okay, good. We've got the violence done.
Amongst the wilderness lies an orange dildo.